All right, it's about time we got the show on the road, just like this truck. So we're starting a new game today. First stream in 4 years, so not exactly like getting back on the bike, but getting back in the truck, I guess. Today we're playing Dustland Delivery. I've been playing this game a lot lately. It's been quite a lot of fun. It's really addictive. It's a bit simplistic. It's got some nice qualities though. It's a bit like FTL meets Oregon Trail meets, I don't know, Mad Max and maybe some other crazy post-apocalyptic zombie games. Yeah, it's quite good. Let me just adjust the volume a little bit. There we go. Just a little bit. I'm not using the music of the game because I've heard it a lot and there are not that many tracks. They're okay, but it's not the strong point of the game. It's fine. Not all games have perfect music. They can't all be Binding of Isaac, you know. But it's still a really cool game, and let's get into it. So this is early access. There's not a lot of maps actually. There's the tutorial, which is just really quick and gives you the basics and down and dirty of it. But the Haggard Plains, yeah, perfectly fine. It is indeed a weird and wild place. Safe travels. Thank you. So there are a few options when you're starting a new game like this. You can start with a skiing mode if you want less of a challenge, because the character needs are greatly decreased and the character needs are kind of central to the game. It's a bit important to know what that is before you start the game, because if you don't learn how to play with that if you don't learn how to play the game without that, it's gonna be really difficult to have your caravan survive. I like playing as in hero mode, just because I like being the hero. Fate mode, I'm gonna play for the stream, because that means I'm not gonna save scum, because it won't matter. The reloading won't change the random events. That's good. I'm not gonna play with defection mode. I try that. It gets a bit annoying because you can't really shrink them, so everything just gets harder and harder all the time. And salary mode, I don't know. It's okay, but I'm not gonna go with that because it gives too much of a challenge in the early game, and the early game can be challenging enough, and in the late game it's just pointless because you have too much cash anyway. We could choose a different truck, but I like the starting default one because it's the most balanced and it has limited fuel use. The heavy truck is cool because it's got a lot of extra load and a lot of extra hull, but the problem is it drains your fuel really quick. And again, this makes it better and easier in the late game, but harder in the early game, because even though that's a nice load to have, you're not gonna have that much load when you're starting out. And the light one, I don't know, it just doesn't appeal to me. I don't know, it's more powerful, but it's really tiny. I like the default one. It's actually really good balance between comfort, load, and power, and fuel use. So yeah, we're gonna go with this one. As for a character, yeah, I like going with a customized character because I have an idea what I want to do here. The reason we want to go with this is that the preset characters are okay. You can actually get many more points here, distributed in a more fitting way than you can with a custom character, because you can't really lower the default starting stats. They get some nice, more of an RP start, which is fine. It's fine. I just like doing the custom because I can actually decide all this stuff on my own. So let's go with that. Actually, the custom character. And we're gonna start off by selecting traits for this character. There's a bunch of traits here. For example, Lucid Dreamer, where sleeping actually reduces stress, otherwise it won't. reduce fatigue. Or you can go with night terrors. If you sleep, then you increase stress instead, but you get trade points to use, which is kind of cool. You have 2 trade points and a maximum of 4 trades. And you can gain these traits in the game as well, but this is just for the starting stuff. So in order to actually get up to the 4 trade points, we need to then pick 2 good starting starting traits. We're gonna go with the one called Recluse, because you cannot reduce stress by partying in the camp, which is fine. I don't really do that anyway. I don't need to reduce stress that much. So I like taking this one because now we can pick any 2 or even 3 if we go with the 1-pointer starting traits. And I actually like going with sociable. I like sociable because it just makes it easier to not get, you're not the asshole of the group, you're gonna bring in a lot of different characters here, and they will have interactions with each other and have relationships with each other, and just making sure that you like each other is a really good thing. The other parts of it, you can also pick something like stunning, but the problem is then that people will fall in love with you, and it's only the starting opinion that's higher. It doesn't guarantee anything, and it just reads like a lot of drama, right? I don't like drama. Let's not go with the drama. I'm not a drama queen. Some say I am, but that's just mean people talking, I guess. So there's a bunch of other stuff we can take. Night driver, so we can get faster driving speed at night. That's quite a bit. A lot of the game is spent driving, so 10% will add up over time, sure. Driving at night reduces stress. That pairs really well with that too, right? Because then you get less stress while you're also getting faster trips. Lone wolf is really only good if you're actually planning on running solo. I don't like doing that. I like running with a crew because it's just more fun to have the interactions and stuff, even though it's a bit tricky at the start. Silver Tongue, I usually pick on someone else, not my starting character, unless I happen to roll into it. I don't like X-Racer. I think 10% driving speed is not worth a trade point. Not at the start, at least. It doesn't really matter that much. You're just on the road anyway, all the time. Full of Beans is actually really good because it increases the fatigue limit, which means you can drive for longer. That's really interesting. But Rain Man, yeah, I actually like this one too because it rains a lot. Like 3 out of 4 seasons, it's gonna rain a lot. Bloodthirsty is also good because it reduces panic in combat. It's going to be a fair amount of combat, and reducing stress from melee is really cool because at some point you're not going to want to use your guns all the time. You're going to want to go into melee combat, so that's a way to reduce stress, which is also good. I prefer taking, however, to start with Lucid Dreamer because fatigue is gonna drain and you are going to need to sleep to regain fatigue, so you will be reducing stress through sleeping. But this time I'm actually going to go for Bloodthirsty because I actually think that this one is important because it inflicts less stress and reduces stress in melee, so I think this one is going to be more efficient. The one I was considering aside from this was actually the one called Gourmet. Gourmet is, let's see if I can find it here. Where's my Gourmand? Oh, Gourmand. Sorry, Gourmet is, yeah. So eating greatly reduces stress, though you won't eat unpalatable foods, but that's fine because those would increase stress anyway. That's stuff like dog food or raw meat, stuff like that. So I like this one too because you do eat and you eat quite a lot, so it's gonna be an easy way to reduce stress. But I like Bloodthirsty. I wanna be a bloodthirsty but sociable character. A bit of a Hannibal Lecter kind of guy. No, not with cannibal stuff. Let's not go with cannibal stuff. I'm gonna play a good guy in this run. I played a bit of both. I prefer the good guy approach, but we are going to eventually at some point do it. Bad guy run, yeah. gonna be the freaking Negan of this world. So we're gonna go with a dude. We're not gonna be called Max, we're gonna be called Skaz, because that's me. And yeah, I mean, this is the title we'll see for a while. So runner is, we can call this anything we want, streamer, runner, whatever. This is just your occupation, and this is your actual character name. So we're gonna go with runner, that's perfectly fine. And we're gonna pick a character portrait. I just picked this guy. He gives me like Glenn vibes from The Walking Dead. I don't know why, just this guy, I don't like his hair. It's like way too big, like way too big. Like, why is that his head all the way up there? Like, what kind of a cone-headed freak is he? Right now, this is like an actual person, not like a football head. Orientation, straight, that's fine. Recluse, some sociable, bloodthirsty, and we're gonna assign some points. So, assigning points is about the starting stats. You're gonna get a lot of some of these stats. You get attack, that's one stat that's really good to increase, but also you're getting attack stat from weapons, so you don't need as much to start with, that's fine. And I need a rifle instead. Speech you will increase a lot in other ways through negotiating, so you don't really need to take any points into here, spending these books on that. You can actually use your starting points on other stuff like intellect and crafting. So we're gonna go with intellect up to 10, because you get more XP when you have more intellect. And crafting means that we can craft better stuff sooner, and that's really cool. And we're gonna also invest some points into charm, because when you're charming, people like you more, you're more easily romanceable. And that's really what we're gonna do. Virtue 6, actually, maybe actually, right, would actually lower crafting a bit and put some points into virtue, because with extra virtue you will be able to access stuff without having to pay for it. As in cities, some cities you will actually have to pay to get in, because you have to be virtuous to get in there, otherwise they distrust you. Of course they do. I mean, you're straight in the wasteland, right? So I think that will do that. But then we have 4 books left, and I don't like not spending books. So what should we put those points in? That's a good point. Well, we could put those points into attack, actually, because we are bloodthirsty, right? So we do that, and we get some extra points into attack. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, let's do that. Give me 1 book. That's fine. That's a good starting character, I think. We also need to assign some relations. I usually we're gonna get a lot of rep with Taranis, but we want this 10 just to make it easier to start. I don't care about the Dust Wolves, they're kind of assholes anyway. Metropolitan Milsec are nice to have some rep with. Syndicate, yeah, it's not bad. We can go with some Civitas, and then we have another 5 to spend. We'll put them on Milsec for now. I don't care about the Dust Wolves. Screw the Dust Wolves, they can die. I don't care about them. So some extra equipment. Again, here you can see like the weapons that we have available. We can have a makeshift sword which gives +6 attack, which is about almost twice what we have right now, and it's not that expensive either. But let's go with the nail bat, because that gives +5, perfectly fine, and it gives us some extra attack. Actually, now I'm debating, because you can get a steel type with a metal club and a wooden club. No, sorry, with a metal club and a bat, which is a lot cheaper, because you can, with those you can craft a steel pipe. I'm not sure. the steel pipe actually gives 40% attack, which means that since we have 7, that's about 3, so we'll be up 3 attack. It's about the same as these two, but we do have a steel pipe, which is also used for other crafting. No, let's actually go with, since we do want to do crafting and we want some extra attack, the crowbar. Yeah, a crowbar. Who doesn't need a crowbar? Everyone needs a crowbar. So we can also have some guns. Let's see what guns we can have. We can have a musket, which is useful because it actually is multi-shot, which means it hits several bullets at once. It costs 3 to fire. It doesn't do great damage, but it's also used in upgrades, so a musket is not bad here. On the other hand, we can get the crude rifle, which is okay, and it's much cheaper. I think we'll actually go with the musket. I like the idea of this. And we can always craft more. We also want some tactical wear. The reason we want tactical wear is because this boosts our fitness. And since we have 1 fitness and the charm, yeah, sure, but the fitness, because if we then also go with a hunting cap, no, not a hunting cap, wait, oh, you can't actually pick up to start with. That's interesting. Well, we can go with the beanie, because that also gives 1 fitness, and our starting fitness is actually, I don't know if it's 1. Let me check. I think it may be 3. Yes, 3, which means that with this gear that gives +2 and +1 fitness, we're up to 6 fitness, and if you have 6 fitness, you can't actually get sick from being attacked by the infected. Since we're playing with fate mode, then it's a good thing, because if we get bitten, otherwise we're just dead. So let's not do that. We can buy stuff here at base price, but that's usually not worth it. We will get plenty of stuff in the starting area instead, so we'll just use the scrap, because the scrap is going to be the thing that we pay for stuff. It's a basic currency. So we will just confirm this and not actually take any extra stuff there. What we can do is get something like a parrot, because it gives a speech bonus, and speech bonus is good because we want to get our speech up as high as possible to be able to haggle for prices. Thinking cap is also good because it gives intellect, which again gives more XP, but we're wearing the beanie, right? So no thinking cap for us. We'll actually go with the parrot. Yeah, the parrot, because it can be tricky to get one if you're unlucky. There are other things we can wear that gives other bonuses, but we don't really need those bonuses right now. This gives us like a full equipment bar with the crowbar, the musket, the tactical wear, the beanie, and the parrot. We may have to run a little bit solo at the start because it's not guaranteed that we find the characters we want to start with. So we're gonna have to start on our own in the wasteland. So we have our initial relation set, we have our extra equipment, we don't have any extra supplies, we're just keeping the scrap, which we are also going to get a starting bundle of scrap when we get to the first city. We always do. And we have our stat allocation and our trait selected. We have only 1 book left, that's fine, and we're ready to go. So let's do that. And so it begins. Until today you were just another ordinary Dustlander, a small-time merchant in Badville. It was a simple life, but a comfortable one, and you never saw the Dustlands with the cynicism others seem to. Looking out into a vast world you had hardly set foot in, you saw opportunity and adventure, an unknown waiting to be known. One day you decided you weren't going to waste any more time and sold all your worldly possessions to buy a truck. You just picked up your truck from a dealership outside the city. Now it's time to return to Badville to get the rest of your belongings. Let's hit the road. We started the main story task, which is visit Badville. So when we're out here in the wild, we'll get some tasks. In this case, head to Badville, and we can look at the map and we can see where we are at on the map. Well, it's a fairly big map. It's gonna take a while. You see here, going up there, well, just going up here would be 2,357 kilometers. That's fair distance, right? That's about, my math is weak right now, but something like 3,000 miles. So we're actually down here, right? That's us, right next to the city. It's gonna be easy to get there. We'll just make sure that we go. We don't actually have anything else to look at very much, so we'll just depart. And as you see, we're not driving to Badville. Not long after setting out, you remember a story an old-timer once told you about some hapless trucker who got so tired while driving through the Dustlands that he fell asleep in the middle of a plague zone. The infected didn't let him sleep for very long. You think it might be wise to hire some help once you get to the city. Hint, you can hire new crew members at the bar. Makes sense. Helping hand. Yeah, and we can just set out again because it's in Badville. This is about, you know, just making sure that we get some companions. We've arrived in Badville, a large city in the central Dustlands, a lawful place with abundant resources and well-built amenities. Understood. First visit to Badville, runner, that's us. Gain 600 experience. Arriving in Badville, you withdraw the remainder of your scrap. It should be enough to get you started. You also discover that you've inherited 2 land deeds, one in Taranis and one in Starlight City. They've been gathering dust for so long that you're not even sure which ancestor left them to you. You figure that these deeds are your birthright, so you might as well try to claim them. What's mine is mine. Let's go. And we started the Taranis deed and the Starlight deed. We got our 3,000 scraps, a core, and we have a city. In a city you have an inn where you can sleep in the suites or in the standard room, or you can just be in the lobby and hang out like that. Oh, someone stole our stuff. Oh, okay, well, let's not do that anymore, I guess. We can go to the restaurant, or we can speak with the manager and use our clout to be able to sleep there for free. Yeah. You can also go to the kitchen and cook some stuff. We have some stuff here to create food with. We have some rations, so let's actually cook a bunch of these rations into cooked rations, because that makes it better to eat. Otherwise we lose sanity. It's going to take a while too. We cook some rations. And we can go to the, not the time task stuff, I meant the items. And here we can go to the food, and we can make sure that our people don't eat the rations. We don't want them to eat the veggies either. We're gonna cook with those. We have some bread, they can eat the bread, and they can eat the cooked rations. Yeah, that makes sense. We have some resources, fuel, ammo, some books which are needed to level up your character and learn blueprints. We have some building materials that we can use or sell. They're quite heavy. Liquor that we can again sell or use. Coffee, Sindero. Lost a medkit, that's a shame because they're quite expensive actually. And they're really useful. And we got some wastewater. Let's actually just drop the wastewater. We don't need the wastewater. It's just gonna take up space. Yeah, that's about it. We have our equipment, which we're gonna put on, and we have some food. So let's look at our character. Here we see our stats, our accuracy, which is our ranged attack. So the musket gives plus 10 accuracy, and when we equip it, we're gonna get 17 accuracy. Equipment, we don't actually have any attachment for the gun. That's fine. We have the crowbar, which gives us both crafting and attack. So we're now up to 13 attack. That's fine. Now there's some tactical wear. It brings our fitness up to 5, and with the beanie we're up to 6. And now we can't actually be infected, and our fitness makes us less likely to become fatigued, so that's good too. We're gonna get fatigued anyway, but we can at least push it forward a bit for us. Now for a pet, let's put the parrot on our shoulder. We spend 1 ration to train it. Now we have a pet. That puts our speech up a bit, because we were all the way down to, I think, 6. Putting the points in it, so it should have been 6, but now we're gonna get a bit more, which makes it easier to haggle. And we haggle in the store. Here we can see what scarce items there are, and these are good items to sell here. We don't have any, that's the thing, but we can buy things that are abundant. So for example, we can buy some salt, we can buy some flour, use these to cook. So let's get a little bit of this. We bargain, and yeah, we failed. And this time we didn't get any skill up on it, but we can buy some flour, and maybe, yeah, this time we actually got a speech +1. And that can happen every time you buy or sell, which means that you will eventually level up quite a lot, because you will be having a lot of these interactions with the trade system. That's just how it goes. We'll get some bread to have some extra, so we have 20 bread, more speech, and we have shrimps and scallops, but we're not going to buy those. We're actually going to not buy anything else here. We don't really need it. And right now we want to save our scrap to be able to buy stuff in the other city. I'll show you why in just a second. In the bar here we have a lot of people. Let's see if we have any interesting people. We have dude with a cat. That's really awesome. So yeah, these are some interesting characters. We're gonna interact with them just in a moment. We're just gonna look at the library first, because here we can save the game, which is, you know, a good thing to do every once in a while. You can also quick save, but what we really want to do here is research blueprints, and we can actually here learn stuff to do. Now we require intellect for this, so we want a character with high intellect, because this is based off our intellect is based off the highest intellect of any given group member. Right now that's us, so we have 10 intellect. We can do a lot of this, but as you can see here, our study success for dining tables would only be 83%. Now 12 is not hard to get to, so we shouldn't be doing things that we aren't guaranteed to get. And these are just from the other category. There is also a bunch of other categories here where we can do things, craft things, learn things, and we're actually going to pick a few here that I really like to start off with. The first one we're going to be doing is the camping kit. We're gonna be setting up camp a lot, and saving time doing that is really important, I think. We're also going to do the toolbox, because that will eventually we will have to repair out in the while we're not in a city, and just making that cheaper is a good thing. But we're not gonna pick the next tier of that, because that's just gonna take too many. We don't have that intellect. And the rain harvester is a really cheap way to get rainwater as in drinkable, potable water. So we're gonna get that as well. The others we can leave them out. We can get those later. We don't actually need them now. As for melee, we can make steel pipes, we can make metal clubs, bats, blades, and crowbars. That's perfectly fine. We don't actually need to do anything else right now. Eventually we'll want to learn how to make the makeshift sword, maybe a katana, to actually get the attack numbers up a bit. But this is fine for now. We have our crowbar, that's all we're gonna need. We can create some more stuff eventually, and we will raise our crafting skill with our main character as we go. We can craft crude rifles and muskets. We actually do want to be able to craft a pipe gun as well, but we're not quite there yet intellectually. So we'll have to wait with that, because we also want to have a standard pistol. In order to make a standard pistol, you need a pipe gun. So it's all about linear crafting here. You craft a musket and you craft a pipe gun, and those two together will be used to make a standard pistol. You then use a standard pistol with some steel pipes, with a steel pipe, which we can craft from the melee menu, to make a bolt action rifle. And then the bolt action rifle, 2 of those babies, can get you a semi-automatic rifle along with some more components. And then from a semi-automatic rifle, you can get a sniper rifle, an automatic rifle, or a submachine gun. You can also go for the pump action shotgun, which then there is a tactical shotgun. And it's also quite nice. You have different reasons for wanting different guns. I have so far gotten up to semi-automatic rifles, and they are really, really nice. What I want to do, however, is to get a few sniper rifles, because they're cheap in ammo. And if you craft them to higher level, you're also gonna get a lot of extra shots, so you'll be able to shoot quite a lot and do heavy damage. The minimum here, if you hit all 5 shots, would also be quite good, but the accuracy is 100%. I really like the sniper rifles. Let's go for those, but not right now. We can also choose to craft other stuff here, like the terrain things. And these are quite useful, because they actually, the HP here is not health points, it's actually horsepower. So having, for example, the winch will mean that when we're driving through forests, we'll drive through forest faster. Yeah, I think that we're actually gonna learn the winch. We're gonna craft a winch as soon as we can, but we don't actually need to learn any of these. We already know about them. The only thing we can learn here is the heat proofing and the tire pressure regulator, which are used for when crossing a glacier or a volcano, and we're not going to be doing that for a long time. We can also get stuff like the tarpaulin. The tarp is really good. We would need the mudproofing kit and the tire chains to craft that, but that means we can get less impact from weather, which is really nice, and the heavy duty tarpaulin as well. Thing is, none of that will be useful right now, because we can't really do anything. We can't really craft this yet. That's perfectly fine. Gun parts, yeah, there are some good gun parts, but we don't need to craft these yet. We'll do that later. We will save our books for now. Same with all these things. We want to craft these things as soon as possible, but we don't really need to learn anything right now. So, let's leave our little library behind, and we will go to the repair shop and look what's up. Here we can repair our truck. Our hull is up at 100 points. Our tires are good. We have 10 tires, and we have 10 spare tires. This is good, but we don't really need to repair anything. We can't really upgrade anything either, but we will want to upgrade our storage as soon as possible. Because we're gonna, we only have 15,000 storage, which is gonna fill up real fast. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's gonna fill up real fast. So we want to upgrade that. But the first thing we need to do is find out what all these people are. And we do that by interacting with them. So we'll just start from the top and see who they are. This is 6, and she's a hunter. Cool. And we don't really want to do anything with them. We just want to know who they are. They want to confess their love for us. Yeah, no, let's not do that. Friends? Sure, we can be friends. That sounds good. No, we're not gonna confess our love. And we have compatible traits. That's cool. So we have better opinion of each other. So Hunter here, as we can see, we don't have enough focus to see all of their stats, but we can see that they have good, really good hunting, farming, husbandry, and a little bit of attack. This is not really a character we'll want to recruit to start with. We want to be more efficient with our recruitment, and that means going after certain specific characters that we're gonna wait for, because we really want that money. Cool. The killer wants to be our friend. That's perfectly fine. It's got quite good attack, but not very good at anything else, and that's usually the case with these killer characters. A cosplayer called Knives. That sounds really not very good. Very yandere, I guess. a drifter called Midas. That's ironic. You want to be friends? Sure. Be friends, buddy. A machinist called Beans. The machinists usually have really good crafting, but we also will have really good crafting eventually, so we're not going to go with this character. A pilot called Rye. Alright. A bard called Rin and Rye. Want to be friends. Oh, we want to be friends. That's cool. Let's be friends. We have a Milsec guy, a scavenger called Lay. And I think this is the marksman. Yeah. And the marksman is cool. They actually have the highest focus of any of the recruitable characters. So that's something that we'll want eventually. But we'll also want intellect and crafting, I think. That's going to be really important. Lala is a detective. I think this guy is probably the warhorse, yeah. He's an old horse at war. This guy, he is a tourist called Frog. I'm not sure. I think that this is a Song of Ice and Fire reference, Game of Thrones. There's a character that is essentially a tourist, and he goes after Daenerys in, I think, the last book, the book before the last, and he, yeah, spoilers, he gets killed by dragons, and he's actually called Frog. I'm not sure if that's a thing, but yeah, I'm not sure about the golf clubs. That's quite interesting. We have a guy in sunglasses who is, oh, okay, I suck apparently. Let's try it again. Yeah, cool. A mobster called Pay. Alright. We want to be friends. Sure. And they want to be friends. Sure. We're friends. Cool. We have a Milsec character here. A mechanic. Yeah. No one knows them. But we have incompatible traits. Okay. We don't like each other. That's sad. Mechanic usually also have really good crafting and intellect, so that's cool. But we're not gonna pick her, not right now. So rancher, good for ranching, as in keeping animals. And security, Jay. Hi, Jay. No one here that we actually want to recruit. Well, okay, fair enough. That's cool. Didn't want you guys anyway. We'll now set up the automation. Just make sure that auto eat, auto swap drivers, stop for dust storms, auto swap tires, and auto drink are on, so we don't have to think about that too much. We can check our crew stats. We can check our factions. We can join a faction, but we're not gonna do that for now. We'll do that later if we want to. We did check the items. Here's our crafting menu where we can actually craft stuff. Let's not do that for now. Our task list. Yep. We have some stuff we need to do. And our characters gain the trait point. But now what we can do here is... yes, I think we want to start putting some points into crafting and intellect. Now, we are going to be getting those points back. So I think that the first thing we want to do is train intellect up here. Crafting is good, but we don't really need to craft anything right now, I don't think. So let's go with intellect to get some more points in that going. And then we can start looking at, when we get higher levels, we can pick more stats here, or sorry, more traits. Yeah, quite high charm actually. We're really charming. Also really thirsty. Yeah, driving is thirsty work. Cool. And that's about it actually for this city. There's some city details. we can get more info here. You can see you require 8 virtue to get in for free. The city of Taranis. We have visited with Runner. Check the radio. Here we can get a market report. We can know some stuff. There's also a depot if we want to deposit stuff, but we don't want to do that. Not right now. Oh, hello. I have a kitty. I have a kitty. Come say hi. I think Kitty wants some food. Yes, you will have some food, but not right now. Hello. So what are we gonna do now? Well, we're gonna look at the map. And yeah, we're in the city. There's a supply cache there that we're gonna swing on by. And right down here, we can see that they are actually producing water purifiers and medicinal herbs. And wouldn't you know it, we have a quick look in the shop. And scarce items, look, medicinal herbs and water purifiers. So we can make a quick buck here, just going back and forth once. I think that sounds reasonable, and we can check out the bar in the other place. So, let's do that. Just take our way marker here, put it on the supply cache. So I'm gonna swing by, and then we'll set another way marker on the actual on Reedville, and then we're gonna go out on the road. You can see these little messages popping up about what's happening, if we're eating, if we're drinking, and once we have more characters than just our main character here, they will have conversations, and we will learn stuff about them, and they will learn stuff about each other, and we'll see if they get on. Oh, we found some liquor. Oh yeah, cool. I mean, I guess that's it. That means that we now can set out. We don't need to camp yet. We're not that tired. The second line here, that's our fatigue. We're not stressed out. We're not thirsty. We're a little bit hungry, but we'll automatically eat when we need to, so we can just set out. Get moving again. Oh. We have met an infected traveler. You spot an infected mount watching you from a distance. He seems surprisingly coherent and non-hostile. Hey, he hollers. Y'all got any food or clothing? I'll pay a premium. Unfortunately, we have nothing he wants. But if we can give him some stuff, he can actually give us really valuable stuff. So it's a good idea to give him some clothing, for example, if we have it. However, we don't. So we'll just keep going. Do it. Hello, Reedville. In the middle of this town lies a small pond, seemingly connected to an aquifer. The pond, lush with reeds. Oh, I see what's going on there. It's probably the most interesting thing about the place. Understood. Oh, first time here. And they ask us to send some stuff to a different next town over. When you roll into town, an old gentleman waves you down. Are you folks also couriers? He jogs up to the window of your cab. Got a shipment here for the next town over, but my trailer's full up. Could you do me a huge favor and deliver it for me? You trust a total stranger with this? Sure. What do you need us to do, or we're too busy? Well, no, we're fine. Sure. What do you need us to do? Get a side story? I'll deliver fuel. Nothing too complicated. Just deliver these tanks of fuel over to the town next door. I'd make 2 trips, but I really need to get moving. Thanks again. I'll be sure to reward you next time I see you. Alright. Cool. So, we're here. Let's check out the bar and see if we can find any interesting characters. Find the explorer. What's this? A lawyer. Yeah, okay. I'm good with lawyers. Let's not be friends. A programmer. Calabash. Programmers are interesting. They have really high intellect. But what we really want, as far as intellect goes, is a instructor. So we're actually not gonna get this guy. We have a photographer. Yeah, Aster. Oh, the scavenger's here too. Cool. Hi. Let's catch up. And let's this? A librarian. Kia. Hello. No, we don't want to tell them they suck. No, why? That's just rude. What do we got here? Technician, Sienna. Well, that's not much help to us either. Well, no interesting people, but not what we're looking for. So let's go to the store. And we're actually going to buy some medicinal herbs here. We'll buy 30, I think. And this little indicator here, the profit versus base price, is an interesting indicator because we can see here that at this point we go from making more profit with each step, 1026, to lowering our profit as we continue. So even though we are buying more, we are lowering our relative profit because here the price starts going up because they will have less of it. I think 30 is fine. We don't have that much scrap, so we'll want to keep this a bit lower, and 30 sounds about right for how much we want. And we can also get a few water purifiers. They're more expensive, but we can buy them at a really good steep discount. I think we want to get 5. We don't want to flood the market, so that's perfectly fine. Oh, and we got the 10% discount, that's nice. The guy who asked you to deliver this fuel didn't even leave his contact info. A sinister thought crosses your mind. We should keep our word, or this fuel is better off in our hands. Nah, we should keep our word. Yeah, we're good guys. We get some virtue for that, that's nice. And here we can see we can sell some flour, so we could actually sell some of that flour we bought in the other city, and that's fine because we're gonna go back there again. And you can see here that we're making quite the profit. So that's nice. And we'll try to upsell them, but no. We'll just sell them 20. Awesome. I think that's pretty much it here. Yeah. So we can check them out. This is where we need to go for our quest, and we're gonna go there before we go back to the city and sell our stuff. And the reason we're doing that is because they actually have clothes here. So I like to always have a few clothing on me when I'm driving around, just in case we do run across that infected guy, and we can give him some clothes, because those things that he has, the pre-fall electronics, they're actually really valuable. Like really valuable, so we really want those if we can get them, because it's a great trade-off. We deliver the fuel. When you arrive at Crudetown to deliver the fuel, the man from earlier is already waiting for you at the gate. See, I knew I could trust you. Like I said, we're all peers. He chuckles heartily. I actually only need half of the fuel. The rest of it is your reward. If we can ask his name or how he got here before you, it's gone. Weird, but okay. We got some XP. We got some fuel. And we arrived in Crudetown. Crudetown. This town takes its name from a pre-fall oil well, which continues to produce small amounts of crude oil to this day. And we got the next level. And this is our first visit. Cool. So let's have a look at our character, and yeah, we'll go with an extra point. 3 points actually, in intellect. Yeah, that's good. We'll talk to the talent scout. A strangely dressed man sidles up to you, introducing himself with a dramatic bow. Bonjour, mamie. I sense the soul of an artiste in one of you. How would you like to become a, how you say, étoile, a star? Who are you? The man gasps as if he just took an arrow to the heart or to the knee. Moi, truly? You have never heard of the great Lapin Chanson, the greatest artist and talent scout in Le Dustland? Talent scout? So you're a slaver. No. The man stomps his foot. Do not compare me to the canards. Je suis a sculptor, a visionary, a gardener of talent. I take in le petit saplings, I teach them to be mighty orcs, and in 2 years they make, how you say, their debut. Uh-huh. How do you treat your petits saplings? Je ne vous mentirai pas, it will not be easy. They would need to learn to sing, to dance, to shine like a star. Will we ever see our crewmate ever again? Le monde est grand, who knows? Nous will be touring every bar and stage in the Dustland. Perhaps vous will see votre friend at one of them. We know enough. Yeah, we don't want to sell one of our crew members, so au revoir, mon ami. You can talk to us later, he feels more genuine. In the bowels of the town you find a small plaza. Rows and rows of cages line the plaza. One of them, a few armed men lays about. A few armed men lays about one of them. I think that's the correct order of words here. Presumably the guards. Yeah, presumably. They rouse to their feet when they see you coming. A small, oily-looking man approaches you. Do they mean he's black? But that's not how you say that. Or is he slimy? I'm not sure. Oh, it's not black. It's just looks exactly like the French guy. Looking to buy a slave, or do you have questions about the merchandise? Where do you get your slaves from? Kidnapping, buying them from other slavers, rescuing people from the desert, you know, the usual sources. We're allowed to do this? Why wouldn't we be? Slavery's legal in Crudetown, and we pay our taxes. Do you have any slaves left in stock? Just about sold out. Gotta go out on another run soon. He does a quick stand under the cages. Actually, it looks like we're still got a lot left. Lucky you. We know enough. We can sell them some stuff. About so we have a slave. What can he do? Some cooking. Not great. Not terrible. Not great. But that's fine. We're gonna throw him out eventually. He's just here now for the short run. He's enervated, so really high fatigue limit. But he never falls in love with other characters when they have a companion. So he's faithful. That's cute. Awesome. So what have we got in the store? We have some cheap fuel. We have rubber clothing. So we're actually gonna buy a few clothing items here. Could go all the way up to 6, because that doesn't change the unit price. I think, yeah, even the 7 is okay. We're starting eating into our profit quite a lot. Yeah, let's go with 7. Cool. We want some milk for cooking. That's great. 20 milk? Yeah, 20 milk. And we'll get some fuel. Let's say 1,000 scraps worth of fuel. No discount. Awesome. So we now have our little slave friend here. I really wish you could change their names or their titles, because, yeah, that's fine though. It's not very good, but we can use him later. So we have a look at our map, and well, we have Starlight City and we have Taranis. So what we want to do now is go to Taranis and claim our land deed. We still have to go back to Badville, but we'll get there. We'll do that after Taranis. Actually, we'll go to Starlight City first, but yeah, we'll go to Taranis at the very first stop. First encounter with Oasis. Oh, that's cool. So this is a random event. You look through your binoculars and spot an oasis in the distance with clear blue water and lush greenery. But by now, you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. So yeah, this is, if you don't get this, this is an Oasis song reference. But not gonna sing that because my voice is not a singing voice, to put it mildly. We'll visit the Oasis though. But it's actually a mirage. Oh, it's sad. Well, just head out then. Let's go. Right now we're stopped, right? Because we entered dust storm. And dust storms will reduce your horsepower and dramatically increase your engine's temperature. Dust storms are most common during the fall. Don't show again. So bad weather, dust storm. It could be moving but really slowly, and it heats up the computer. Yeah, sure. It heats up the engine like really badly. So what we're actually gonna do now is camp. Oh, and that was enough to actually, that was enough time to see us through the dust storm, so we just set out again, because we don't really need to rest just yet. We'll wait. Taranis Steed. You have arrived in Taranis, a large city located in the middle of the Dustland. Some say it stood here long before society fell to pieces. After the fall, military peacekeeping forces garrisoned the city and built defenses here, preparing for an onslaught by infected hordes. Now, the city is run by a democratically elected government. So first visit. And you arrived in the bustling city of Taranis. You should find the mayor if you want to claim your deed. Let's do that. The mayor is a middle-aged man in an old military uniform. His face is weathered with deep-set wrinkles, but his eyes are sharp. His eyes are as sharp as a younger man's. The scuttlebutt back in Badville has it that he was born before the fall. You've also heard that the city's been facing some sort of crisis. Lost in thought, the mayor finally notices your presence. State your business. After hearing why you're there, the mayor invites you to sit at with a warm but professional smile. As he looks over your deed, his smile turns into a frown. This looks authentic enough, but it's far too old to be valid. Normally we'd compensate you with cash, but I'm afraid the city's finances have fallen on some hard times. You're cheating us out of our land? Come on, kid. It's not like that. There's things going on here that you don't understand, alright? Is there? Well, we will visit the bar and see if there's any people here that we want to recruit. An artist? Nah. I don't think so. Milsec? Veterinarian? No. Not round. Not right now. A driver called Cotton. A sharpshooter in a full plate armor. This is an animal handler. Yeah, Fran. Okay. Got here a repairman called Yoon. A singer called Cora. A troublemaker called Fuji. A gearhead called Kai. I think this is a huckster called Wu, yeah. Sure what this guy is. Gardener called Ping. Huh. That's funny, because in Discworld, in the Nightwatch novel, Sam Vimes, the main character of the book, learns that Ping means water meadow in our local language.